Hello everyone, welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. So time for the first of what is going to be 3 back-to-back album reviews on the channel this Sunday. And the reason I'm doing this is partly to catch up on reviews, but it's also because I've had a request as well. So I thought, you know what, let's just do 3 back-to-back reviews. Why the hell not? And hopefully you might find something here to go away with and check out and enjoy as a result. So let's start here with the first of these reviews with the third studio album from symphonic metal band Ad Infinitum, and their release Chapter 3 Downfall, which came out last week on Friday on the 31st of March via Napalm Records. And the album is 14 tracks if you include the 2 instrumental tracks at the end, and it is 52 minutes in length as well. So I'm not really familiar with this band. I feel like they're quite a modern sounding symphonic metal band, and I guess by modern sounding, it just has all those modern touches with the production. There's quite a lot of electronics in the tracks. You've got that modern, genty, down-tuned guitar sound happening quite a bit at times in this album. So, but you know, on the whole, I think this is going to be a pretty positive review for me, because I thought there was enough kind of variety and diversity both in the approach to songs and songwriting that it kind of kept the album pretty interesting. There was, for me, at times the odd track that came in where I felt more that this was symphonic metal, that I would find a little bit predictable, but then again they would switch it up sometimes and bring in a good moment into the song. So generally they managed for the most part to keep this album reasonably fresh, I think, for its length. And yeah, let's just go into the songs in a moment. But first of all, the lineup. I haven't done the lineup yet. So we've got Melissa Bonney on vocals, Adrian Benvitz on guitars, Niklas Müller on drums, and Corbinian Benedict on bass guitar here. So let's dig into some of these tracks then. We start off with what I think is a really strong album opener. You've always got to have, I think, a really good opening track to a good album. So start here with Eternal Rains. And this immediately kind of introduces you to that sort of blend of some of the heavier, you know, detuned guitar riffing, along with Melissa Bonney's clean vocals as well. And but it's done in a way which is, I don't know, it's super effective what they do in this track, I think. And you also get a fantastic guitar solo here as well from Adrian Benvitz. And it's just a really well developed track, I think, on the whole. And for me, one of the standout moments on this album is definitely this opening number. Then you move on to Upside Down, which kind of is an interesting track, again, a very strong track, I think, on the album. I wasn't so sure about this kind of stuttery effects that they use sometimes. I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuttered sound. That's, again, a bit of a modern touch, I think, on songs these days. God, I sound like an old man, don't I? But yeah, I did quite enjoy Upside Down as well. From the Ashes was, I believe, one of the pre-release singles for the album. And I really liked this song. I thought it had really good verse moments. It also had some really cool Meshuggah-esque guitar riffing here as well before you get the return to the final chorus, I think, in the track. And it was just generally a strong track on the album. So the album, to start with, I think the first 4 tracks, also including Seth, which I haven't mentioned yet, which had quite a cool Middle Eastern vibe in the background to the instrumental part of the song. Just kind of really strong start to this album, and it was in the middle that the album just started to lose me a bit with a couple of tracks. I mean, I think there were, for me, The Underworld. Whilst I really enjoyed Melissa's harsh vocals in this track, it felt like the track was going to build to something more because of those harsh vocals. I thought, oh, you know, she's actually got some really good harsh vocals here. And, you know, the way the band built up that track made me think we were going to get a really great chorus, but it wasn't really, for me, a chorus which did enough. And then you also, another track which was kind of the middle, later part of the album, Under the Burning Skies, just found that a bit more of a standard symphonic metal kind of a song, which sounds, you know, like I'm really kind of trashing it. But it did, just to me, sound like a bit too standard and what I would find a little bit predictable in the realm of symphonic metal of relatively recent times. But it was still half decent. I mean, it was still pretty well executed, so it wasn't a bad song necessarily. A song I really liked as well, which came towards the end of the album, was Architect of Paradise. I mean, a relatively straightforward number, But some really cool bridge moment, again with some of those genty guitarists, really heavy guitarists towards the end, which I thought was just a really cool touch to this song. And I love the rhythm build up at the start of the track. I thought it was really effective as well. So Architect of Paradise, one of my other favourite tracks. And yeah, I thought overall here we've got a pretty well put together symphonic metal album, modern symphonic metal album. So I'm going to give this album, I think, a 7.5 out of 10. A part of me thinks after more listens that could go up to an 8, but I'm not quite there yet with an 8 out of 10. For now, I'm going to stick with my 7.5. And yeah, I would recommend this if you do like the sort of modern sounding metal albums. You might be in for a bit of a fun ride with this latest Ad Infinitum release. So let me know what you thought of this album in the comments. Would you rate it the same sort of way I have? Would you give it a high rating? What are your favourite tracks? Do let me know. Did you like Seth? Did you like From the Ashes? Did you actually like Under the Burning Skies, maybe? Did you like The Underworld? Just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, until the next review very shortly, take care everybody and bye for now.